across the world. I am not holding this space just by myself. I have here with me very supportive team members. I have Jay on Jay, who is handling the technical, supported by Ruben. I have Shalewa, and I also have the presence of some amazing, amazing work colleagues and also members of the community. I see you, Coach Ida. Thank you for always, 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 always being here. And I see the beautiful Gladys. Thank you for making out the time to be here. So what is Ilead Global about? I also see Praise. Nice to have you here, Praise. Good to see you, Stephanie. What is Ilead about? What is Ilead about? Technical, are you there? Technical, are you there? Okay, so here, as you can see on your screen, Ilead Global. We are on a mission. We are on a mission. We are on a mission. Our goal is to become change agents, changing the lives of 2 billion people around the world by the year 2040 through strategic coaching. Our goal is to become agents of change, changing the lives of 2 billion people around the world by the year 2040 through strategic coaching. And how are we going to do this? We're going to empower people so that they can accomplish their purpose on earth. We empower people through coaching, training in leadership, entrepreneurship, personal development, breaking geographical barriers using technology. That's what we're about. That's what we hold ourselves accountable for. And that's what we want you to hold us accountable to. Next slide, Jane. So today we will be doing two major things. And one of that is that we will be looking at our leadership topic. We'll be looking at the topic in leadership. We are all leaders, leading from wherever we may be it with our families, be it in our workplace, be it amongst our friends. You know, you don't have to have that title as to be called a leader. By now, I'm sure we already understand this fact about leadership. So when once someone is looking up to you, counting on you to do something, you have a responsibility to yourself, to your family, responsibility to wherever you might be. You carry that crown of leadership on you. And what you know already or what life experiences may have taught you so far is not enough. We always have to improve ourselves. We always have to improve ourselves. And so that's something that we would be looking at today. And taking us through this is Jay. Jay, are you ready for us? Jay, are you ready? Whilst we are waiting on Jay to get ready, I would want to remind us or also bring to the notice of some of us who may be here for the first time that Ilead Global has a range of products and services. So as you heard, we doing what we do through leadership, entrepreneurship. We do this through the delivery of a number of courses. We do this through the delivery of a number of products. And some of these products are the Ilead Global Youth, the Ilead Global Facilitators Program. Now, what the Ilead Global Youth does is to work with kids, and the Facilitators Program is to help individuals, adults who would work with kids or who are working with kids. We also have the Ilead Global Exchange. Now, the Ilead Global Exchange is there to help people who want to navigate the world, people who want to go get greener pastures, some other place, people who want to just migrate, who feel that they have a calling somewhere. Most of the time, people are so stranded, they don't know what to do. They don't have they don't have any guarantee of the right agents that they can work with. We have you secured in that aspect. And we also have the Ilead Global Business School. Whether you like it or yes, business is what is running the world. And not just business, but being entrepreneurial. Entrepreneurial is not just in the line of business. You have to be entrepreneurial even at work, even in your home, you know. So this is where the Ilead Global School of Business serves. So it serves people in leadership, it serves people in business. And then we have the Ilead Global, the Ilead Global School of Coaching. The Ilead Global School of Coaching provides all the technicalities that you need to become the best coach ever. The best coach ever. Be it in career, be it in health, be it in self-discovery. The Ilead Global School of Coaching got you covered. I see that Jay is available for us. Jay will be taking us on a chapter from one of the amiable books of John C. Maxwell, particularly The Law of Solid Ground. The Law of Solid Ground. And this is about a virtue that every leader should embody. So what is this law of solid ground? Jay, are you ready?
Yes, yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Can you hear me very well?
Yes.
Can you hear me very well?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Once again, it's a privilege to have to share this evening with you guys.
Good
and
evening.
I want to say welcome to everybody that was here before and that is here right now. And I hope that thank you very much. And I hope that at the end of today, we would have added a lot to our leadership knowledge, regardless of whether you already have a business where you own, or you're working with someone, or you have a family, or wherever it is you are in a leadership role, this topic is going to come in handy either immediately or sometime in the future. So I hope we have a great time together. Okay, so like what Julia told us, we'll be handling one of the topics from the book of John C. Maxwell, the 21 Irrefutable Law of Leadership. And one of these topic in this book is called the Law of Solid Ground. So the Law of Solid Ground majorly points at the importance of having a solid ground in your leadership process. Solid ground, of course, by the word solid ground, you already know what it means. It means being secure in your leadership process. Some of the things that you have to do, or some of the things that you can do that can make you a more efficient leader. Because if you look around us today, you will see that a lot of people are what they call self-proclaimed leaders, because they feel like since they have been appointed to a certain position, and that makes them a leader. And then if you have experienced something like being in a situation where you are the leader, but there is somebody in the lower rank that you are above, but people listen to that person more than they listen to you. It is because that person is on a solid ground. At least that is what John C. Maxwell referred to, that form of security. All right. So it is important that we take advantage of what we're going to hear today. So that is what the law of solid ground is. Next slide. Trust is the foundation of leadership. Trust is the basis of security. When you trust someone and you know that regardless of whether you are around or you're not around, this person will be able to cover for you, that it kind of gives you some form of security. So the foundation of having a solid ground in your family, having a solid ground in your business, having a solid ground in your relationship with people is to gain trust, right? Is to gain trust. So you want to always make sure that as a leader, or as a person that owns a business, or as a person that have a relationship with people, you want to maintain the trust that you get from them, and you want to give them reasons to trust you. At the end of this topic, we'll be able to touch some of the things that you can actually do that can make people trust you. I'm not going to stress us for too long, I promise. Okay, next slide. It is not the decision, it is the leadership, right? Don't get carried away by your emotion. So there is one thing that almost every leader, almost, I said almost because I know it should be every leader, but let's just say that there are people that are way better at this than others, but not so many people can overcome their emotion easily. Emotion is the one thing that affects almost every leader. Regardless of how you see it, a day will come where you might not have the strength to be able to make proper decision as a leader. And at that point, your emotions will take control. It is important that you understand how to control your emotion as a leader, especially in decision making, because leadership is all about decision making. It's all about saying what should go first, what should go second, where do you go from here, how does this business, how will this business grow, what are the steps, what are the day, how long is it going to take? Those decisions that you make as a leader, regardless of whether in your business or in your family, the same thing. Those decisions cannot be influenced by your emotion, because once they are influenced by your emotion, your mind is telling you that you're making the right decision. But what you don't know is that your whatever decision you're making can be affecting the people that are under you. For the most part, these people will not speak out. They will most of them will hide how they feel about what you have done, what kind of decision you have made. Most of them will hide it. It will take that staff, that friend, that brother, that family member that really doesn't care about the outcome of challenging your decision to be able to point out that this thing that you say or did, it is actually not the right way to do it. It is just how you feel. That is what you say. So it takes a lot for someone to point you to the right direction if you are not aware of your emotion. So it is important for us to gain trust, for us to have a solid ground in our relationship with our coworkers, in our relationship with our family. For us to gain that trust, we need to make sure that we make decisions off of how right and wrong rather than off of how we feel. It is very important. And there is one thing before we move on that I would like to point out. When we talk about solid ground as well, when things start shifting, when things start shifting in your business, when things start shifting in your family, for the most part, we don't get to know about it on time until the damage has gone very, very far, right? It is very, very important that you pay attention to that as well. Because when we talk about things like making decisions out of emotion, for every single time you cause an error, something shifts beneath your feet. And you might not know until when it has caused much more damage than you even know about. And that is why this topic is very, very essential for every leader, every mother, every father, every brother, every sister, regardless of where you are in life. Leadership role is something that you must assume. All right, so next slide. The result of impulse decision making is mistrust. Still talking about trust, right? It is important that we understand that when we are trying to build trust between ourselves and our followers, right? We stay away from impulse decision making. What is impulse decision making? You see that time when it's just like making a decision off of how you feel. But the difference is that this time it is not just even how you feel. It is just the first thing that comes to your mind. right? As a leader, you need to understand the importance of passing your decisions through the checks of the people you have appointed as a secondary leaders. For example, if you are a CEO, you have your executive manager, you have your business manager, you have your accountant, you have your financial manager. All these people that are handling this major role should be able to see your decision before it becomes a law, right? In your family, the same thing. In your relationship, the same thing. There are people that you should always go to. Oh, this is what I want to do. This is the decision that I want to make, right? Regardless of how small it is. Now, people might say, it's not everything that you should. No, it is important that when you are handling people, when you are in charge of a lot of people under you, it is important that you make decision off of the agreement of the people that you have trusted to become your fellow leaders in that group. That way, you will be able to see things from different perspectives before you pass it. Because, like I said, not a lot of people will come to you as a leader and say, oh, this thing that you did hurt me in this way or in that way. Most people would keep quiet and let it run. And before you know it, the damage would be done so much. You don't know that you're the one building people what there's a word that people say backbiting. You say that there are people that are your enemies, that you think they love you, you don't know that they hate you. It is because you have built so much mistrust among them that now they can't even find a place to trust you, talk more of, to even love you anymore as a leader. And these things are very important for you to grow. Regardless of whatever you are doing, there is a reason why you are doing it with people. You're doing it with people because you want it to grow, you want it to become better. That is why you're not doing it alone. So you have to also take the responsibility of maintaining the way people see you, the way people perceive you as a leader by maintaining your trust level. Next slide. So trust is the foundation of leadership by all means. And from everything that we have said now, you should have at least understood this even before I start talking about it. Trust is the foundation of leadership. Everybody can say yes to you, but when people trust you, when people love you, they would go the extra mile for you, not just say yes. They will do things beyond what you have told them to do. Their mind, they will have this hunger of wanting to help you succeed without you trying to motivate them. So it is very, very, very important that you start today, that you start tomorrow to build trust among the people that you're with, among the people you are in relationship with, your family, your business partners. It is doing this before and you have been seeing the result. Even if you've been asking yourself why people are so supportive of you, if you have been asking yourself, because I know that not everybody are in that place. There are people here that are in a place where people are supportive of what you're doing. There are people here that are in a place where people love what you are doing. If you really sit down to take time to think about it, it is because you have built trust among them. You have given them the reason to trust you, to know that tomorrow, this thing I'm doing for this person, tomorrow this person is going to do it for me, regardless, even if you've never said it before. All right. So that is the thing that we're talking about. So it is very important that you pay attention to it. Leadership and character. Now, leadership and character is basically the way to build trust. Trust is not something that you go to somebody and say, you must trust me. It is not something that you are on the road and then you bring a lot of people together and start teaching them how to trust you. No, it is not something you force people into. It is a result of an action, right? It is a result of an action. An action in this case, we are talking about your character. It is important that you watch your character, the way you treat the people around you. And the first thing, that there are three, I divided this into the three major things that you should always look at in building the right character that can result to trust. First one, character communicates potential. When it comes to potential is one thing that can be very, very tricky, right? Even most of us don't even know the level to what we can do, right? Every day we get to learn more and more about ourselves, right? But it is one thing for you to go to somebody and say, oh, I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is another thing for you to have the character that shows the person that you can actually do those things, right? So, like I said, trust is a result. So you don't have to say it with your mouth. You don't have to tell people, oh, trust me. From your character, they will be able to see that this person has the potential of being a leader. This person has the potential of results, of producing results. And what does that, what happens when they see that you have the potential of being a leader and of producing results, they naturally are forced to trust you, indirectly forced. I want to use the word forced because it is impossible for you to have these things together and not have people trust you. It is highly impossible unless this person that doesn't trust you has a different reason, maybe something else that you did wrong that is causing that mistrust. It might not even be you in that case. But in the normal sense, once you have the potential and once your character exhibits the potential that you carry to produce results, it results to trust. The second one, character communicates consistency. Consistency is one thing that if you've been here with us before, talking about some of these leadership topics, you would hear us always talk about the word consistency. Consistency is the one thing that your character must show, right? Before for someone to trust you, they should be able to have seen you do the same thing over and over, right? You, like I said, you don't tell people to trust you. They have to see it for themselves. So you have to be consistent. If you are somebody that starts work by 8 a.m., you have to start work by 8 a.m. If you pay your workers, if you're a business owner here and you pay your workers salary on the 5th, please keep it on the 5th, right? So what happens is that they know that if I'm going to kill myself for this person, I know that this person will come through for me on so and so date. If you are somebody here and there are some people that you do certain things for, that you are in business with, or than your family, and you do certain things for them, you have to be consistent with it. If you are interested in gaining their trust, that's what I'm saying. You have to be consistent with your relationship with people, how you treat people. Don't treat people cold today and treat people hot tomorrow, and then ask yourself why they don't trust you. It is mistrust will be a natural thing if you are not consistent. Then lastly, character communicates respect. Respect is not just like trust. Respect is not, even though trust is way bigger than respect, but respect comes with trust as well. A lot of people can respect you and not trust you, right? So respect is just one of the things that can make people trust you. It is very important that you do something. Character and respect is something that people give you because you deserve it, not because you force them into it. If you force them into it, they don't respect you, they only fear you. And with fear, they can't ever trust you. Those things don't go together. So it is important that you have a character that communicates respect. All right. So we're almost at the end of everything, but I want to pick one or two questions about this topic before the end of today. Thank you very much. Thank you, Coach Julia.
Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I
Give him
mean,
the heart.
yes, let's give him a heart. Let's give him a heart. If you got something, if what he said resonates, let's give him a heart. Thank you, Coach Ida.
I'm sorry.
Let's give him
I
a
not
heart.
want to.
Let's not be stingy with our hearts.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, so when you say you're a leader, trust is something that you don't buy. Trust is something that you don't buy. What makes you a great leader? Why should people trust you? Do people trust you? Do your work colleague trust you? Um, do the people that are above you trust you? The people who you are expecting to look up to you, do they trust you? Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Jay.
Thank
So
you
it's
very much.
question time. We just have 5 minutes to take questions so that we can go to bed. Shalewa, can you see questions in the chat?
No, ma.
Nobody's ready to ask questions?
Hello, good evening. I have one question. Good evening, Coach.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, Coach Bean. Good evening.
Good evening, Coach J. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. Thank you very much. I have one question, but before that, I would just like to also contribute concerning the topic of today, the solid ground in leadership. And you really emphasize it, you really emphasize on the trust. Like if I really understood, I think trust is the foundation of a true leadership. Yeah. So like Johnson Maxwell said also concerning leadership, because you also talk about some characters, respect, and so on. Johnson Maxwell said if you have to say to people that you are a leader, it means that you are not a leader. So leadership is about influence. So for people to follow you, you must impact their life in a way. Maybe it might be through all those different characters and character that you have just named a few minutes ago concerning the potential, consistencies, and respect also. So I think this topic is, I think I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot on this topic of today. So my question is, can someone be born a leader? Can someone be born a leader? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach Bean. That's a very, very interesting question. It looks simple, but it is really, really interesting. And I think everybody should hear what I have to say about it. Being a leader, like John C. Maxwell pointed out in one of the topics that he handled in the law of leadership, I think that is either the first or the second law. He was talking about what makes a leader. There is no there is nobody that can be born a leader. If anybody can be born a leader, it means that that person is too perfect to be a human being, because leadership is equal to discipline. And discipline is basically telling you that everything that you naturally have, you have to control them to a limit where you can be able to accommodate others. That takes a lot. And this is why nobody can, because nobody is born to restrict themselves, right? Everybody is born to be free, to do what you think is right and what you think is wrong. But when you become a leader, you don't just make decision of what is right and what is wrong. Now you even make decision before you even pass it, the decision as a law. You have to pass it through a number of people to be able to come out and say, okay, it is. So leadership cannot even be handled by one person. That is another very, very important thing. Unless you're just doing your own leadership in your own bedroom, as long as you're handling people, right? Somebody has to do something. Somebody has to count your money. Somebody has to send your messages. Somebody has to carry your luggages. So you have to be the brain. So that is the whole leadership system. You can't be the one doing everything. And that is why no one person can be born a leader. It's something that you have to learn. Thank you very much. Thank you,
Okay.
Coach B.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Coach J. Thank you for that answer.
Thank you, Jay, for that answer. But I would like to chip in there. I see somebody's hand up. Okay. So I would just want to add that there are actually people that are born leaders. There are people that are born leaders. You know, when we talk about leadership, there is no one particular fare to leadership. Leadership takes different fares. Leadership takes different fares. There are certain persons whom are born leaders in the sense that maybe they are from royalties. So automatically, that gives them influence over a certain persons in an area. Okay, and then you would have things like traits also. There are people who inherit traits. Okay, so when they inherit traits, you see a little child and you say, how can this person be so cautious? How can this person do so much at such an age? Such a person is born a leader. Does it mean that the person has it all figured out? No. just as Jay just said, we don't have it all figured out. We have to get trained. Okay, we have to get trained. We have to get other people into the picture to become that better leader that we seek to be every day. I hope this may have added to what Jay just shared with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you. I think I saw somebody's hand. I see in the chat, Gladys says, not everyone is born a leader. Some people are born from childhood to develop attitudes of leader, but not everyone is born a leader. You can come one through your work. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, I thought I saw somebody's hands up.
Yes.
Coach Julia, 1 minute. Coach Julia, 1 minute, please. Coach Marie Claire wants to come in. She's unable to come in. She doesn't understand why. She's trying to connect in all the links. She's not able to get in.
Are you sure she's using the right link?
Yes, this particular link that she's posted in the group, I've even reposted it to her. She's not able to activate. Please, can you activate it for her so that she can come in?
She can use the password. I'm sure maybe she's been asked for the password, so she can copy the password and post and paste. She could give that a try.
That's
However,
true.
technical, can you just copy out the link and the password? Okay.
Hello, so please. Can you? They are asking you to enter through passcode. The code, which is 102422. Just type it into meeting code. Then you come
Technical,
in.
can you please mute her? Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so we will just move swiftly, considering that time, although I saw somebody, okay, I see Shalewa, your hand is up. Let's just, let's make it as brief as we can. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, TJ. The question I have is about emotions. How can you share tips on how to handle your emotions as a leader?
Yeah, there are so many ways you can handle your emotion. And I think it is too much for me to just mention all of them here. There are so many ways. But one of the things that I would always advise is to always stay clear-headed. You know, emotion is usually it's at its highest when you are stressed. That is the one time that everybody experience the height of emotion, when you are stressed, when you are not able to think straight. So the only form of thinking that you have is how you feel. That is just one. There are so many other, and I think it's one of the things that we should handle in our Monday Vision topic. But one of the advice that I will always give everybody in terms of handling your emotion is to stay clear-headed. Another thing that you can do to help you manage your emotion properly is to speak with someone. All right. There's something that happens when um people block everything they are feeling. Like, for example, something can be happening to you now. You keep it within yourself. You don't want to share it. And then you're just murmuring to yourself every day. You are angry. One day, you are either going to be in a situation where you are supposed to make a decision that is going to impact your life and your future for a long time when that is happening, or you are going to give somebody an information that can mislead them because you are not thinking straight. So it is important to speak up, to speak to somebody. You don't necessarily, because for the most part, maybe it is triggered by somebody around you. Somebody around you is triggering you to be angry, to feel sad, to feel worried. You don't necessarily need to approach that person and harass the person or tell the person how you feel. Like what most people will tell you, that you should go to the person and You can also speak to somebody, speak to a neutral person, right? Speak to a neutral person. The idea is to speak out. Sometimes I remember some time ago, I was talking to a friend, and he was listening to me, and then he wanted to start giving me advice. And I told him, no, what I'm trying to tell you is not so that you talk to me back. I am just telling you what is happening. So listening to it is all the advice that I need, right? So because I know I'm not supposed to act on that thing, but it made me feel bad, and I just want to talk about it. So that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. So that is one of the ways to handle your emotion. So those are two. Another thing that you can do to handle your emotion properly is have a social life, build a social life. There are people that don't know the importance of building a social life, right? Especially if you are a leader. It is, yes, by all means, work will always be there. You have to always be hardworking. You have to always do the things that is going to put food on the table of the people that you are in charge of, right? But it is also important to have a social life, to have time for yourself, time for your family. So those are very important. So have a social life, speak to someone, and then also don't make decisions when you are angry. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jay. In as much as I am
Thank you very much.
tempted to add to that, I will just let it slide, considering
you can add to it.
considering the
You can add to it, of
considering the
course.
time. But you said it so well. Thank you so much. Thank you. We will just, if you have any other question, please, you can just put it in the community. The community is open. You can put your questions in the community, and we would answer your questions in the community. So I will just move on to the next segment. Thank you so much, Jay. Let's give Jay a heart. Let's give Jay a heart, please. Let's give Jay a heart. Thank you. Let me see the hearts flowing for Jay. Okay, so today we will be looking at one of our products. We'll be looking at one of our products. Please let me know that you can see my slides, please.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So today we'll be looking at one of our products, and it's the first product I had mentioned today, which is the Ilead Global Youth Facilitators Training Program. And what is this program about? It's about unleashing your potentials. Unleashing your potentials. It's about empowering adults for a dynamic tomorrow. It's about empowering adults. So why adults? Why adults?
You want to present, you want to use the presentation option?
Yes. Just okay, I'm good. Thank you. Okay. So today we will be unveiling a transformative program that is dedicated to empowering adults. And how does Ilead do this? Ilead does this through coaching and mentoring, enabling adults. So when I say adults here, I am talking about people who are somewhat older than the younger generation, as in younger than their generation. Someone who is old, who is older, trying to empower a younger generation. And we do this empowerment through youth coaching, mentoring, and training roles. When you go through the program, you become empowered as a coach, you become empowered as a mentor, and you are able to hold any form of training programs for the youth. So why do we have to do this? When we look at the world as it is today, there is an ever-changing, the world is experiencing an ever-changing technological landscape. Every day there is something new coming up. There's a new app, there's a new form of laptop, there's a new model of phones, there's something just happening in the world. In some schools, they don't even challenge children mentally. I was at a cafe and I saw kids with their notebooks in the cafe. And I was like, why can't you do this by yourself? He said, my teacher told me I should go to the cafe and use the internet to solve my assignment. But the internet is a world of its own. Kids are currently surfing the web, trying to get information. What are you doing as a parent? How helpful are you as a parent? How helpful are you as an elder sister, as an elder brother? When you go through our program, you become enabled to understand the technological space and how you can take hold of technology to be able to influence the lives of a younger generation. And then we have the issues of career development. Careers that used to be the in thing back in the days no longer hold relevance today. And some kids, even when they think that, oh, I would become an engineer, a chemical engineer, because my country produces fuel and all that, produces oil and all that. They go through the program, they go through the different levels in college, they come out, and then they are disappointed that what they have holds no relevance for them. And you as a parent, you as an elder brother and elder sister, you see yourself to have failed, you know, even when you know you have tried your best, but you know very well that your best has not been good enough because you have not been able to advise this child. You've not been able to help this child to become empowered enough to choose a career, to become empowered enough to build themselves a business, to become resourceful. When you go through our program, you become empowered to be able to know what jobs are going to be in the future. You don't just know what is relevant now, you also know what is relevant in the future. So this program is not just for anybody that wants to work with kids. We all have the younger generation that is looking up to us. And therefore, it means that this program is so perfect for you. And then we have financial empowerment. Believe it or not, no matter how young a child is, they need to understand money. Money. They say money rules the world. And yet, you will find out that schools don't teach about money. They don't teach about money. Kids have to understand what it means to save money. You may not be there for your child forever. What does your child understand about their future finances today? What do they understand about saving? What do they understand about multiplying their income? And because most children do not understand these things, they grow up and they don't have value for money. They don't have value for money. As a matter of fact, some kids feel entitled to money and they don't feel that they should work for money. And then we have environmental stewardship. It's Hamatan in some parts of the world today. But guess what? It's raining. It's raining morning, night, evening. You as an adult, what do you understand about the environment? What do you understand about climate change? What roles do you know you can play in order to have a better environment? And then we have peer influence. Today we talk about leadership. No matter what values you instill in your child at home, you will discover that kids have their friends that they look up to. They learn from their kids. They have friends that they look up to. They have friends that they learn from. And through this process, they even lose whom they are. They lose whom they are. And there, the sense of leadership is lost. The sense of personal development is lost. So how can kids become self-aware of who they are and even become enabled to make their own, to choose their own friends and not, believe that someone has to choose them to be their friends? Obviously, except for kids who are born with some leadership traits, they need us to do these things, to help them understand these things, to become better. But how can you influence the child when you don't have this knowledge? That's what. So you can think of all the problems that kids are experiencing today in the world. Time will not allow me to mention all of them. All of it is what we take into consideration with the program. So the solution that we offer when you come through the Ilead Global Youth Facilitators Program is an empowerment blueprint. An empowerment blueprint. So we are not just looking at, oh, you're going to come and do and learn about sex abuse and then that's what you're going to do. It's a holistic program. We are looking at personal, we're looking at professional, and we're looking at the societal dimensions. And this blueprint is not just coming from somewhere. Someone is not just sitting somewhere to put this blueprint together. This blueprint is created, the models we work with is created with and from the teachings of John C. Maxwell, Bob Proctor, and Tony Robbins. And these are world leaders in leadership, personal development, and finance. And for some of us, we might be skeptical about coming into the program because you think, oh, when you think about going somewhere to learn, some of us might think about how school was for us. With the Ilead Global Youth Facilitators Program, it's different. What makes it different is the fact that the program is tailored for you. The program is tailored for you. We take into consideration how you want to learn best, okay? How can you learn better? That is what we take into consideration. So some key features that you would experience when you go through the program, you would have expert-led workshops. Expert-led workshops. and you would have a mentoring program. So you have experts that are taking you through the program. You have qualified people that will take you through hands-on experience, and you would have a mentoring program. So people that have hands-on experience in what they are doing, they will walk you through this. And then we have our cutting-edge resources. As you know, I have mentioned already where our models are built up from. And so you can imagine what we are giving to you. And you stand a chance of networking, networking, building your network. You stand a chance of building your network. So you're not just some youth facilitator in the corner somewhere. You are a youth facilitator that can work with other facilitators from all over the world. So what would this give you? You will gain confidence. Yes, you will gain confidence, because it's one thing to sit down somewhere and put something together, and you don't really know what it is, how up to standard what it is you're offering. But with our program, you know that it is tested. Our program is tested, so you are holding something that has gone through every criteria. So you're with something genuine, and your skill is enhanced. Your skill is enhanced. Even for those of you who have already, maybe some persons are qualified teachers, now you become updated. You become updated with what you have, and you get professional advancements. So when you go through the program, you can come out and beat your chest and say, yes, I am a professional youth facilitator. And you can bet it that whatever it is you'll be doing with the kids is going to be life lasting. So when we talk about all of this, I know some of us will be thinking, so how much is it? How much is it? Yes. And I will tell you, as you can see on your screen, it is $1,000. $1,000. Now, you don't have to be so worried about it's $1,000. It's a whole lot of money. Things are made much easier now. Things are made much, much easier. The program is a 6-month training program, a 6-month training program, after which, or before which rather, if you really want to do this program, you stand a chance of beginning with just 10%. If you have 10% of this money, so the 10% of $1,000 will be $100. $100. So with $100, you can begin the program, and you can choose to pay the balance in 3 installments, or you do the optional. The option is that you work to pay off your debt. You work to pay off your debt. So when we say you work to pay off your debt, it is not it's not like a 9-to-5 job. It's a very flexible job. You only work 4 times in a month. You have two times with the kids, and you have one to do your to prep you for your session with the kids, and a post session where you go through your report as to how you have handled the kids. So what do you stand to gain outside what I had already mentioned are some of the benefits you will gain? Of course, you will gain a certificate. So when I say you will beat your chest and say that you're a professional, it means you have a certificate to show for what you have. So you have a certificate upon completion. And whilst you are in training, whilst you are in training, handling the kids, you will have some facilitators fees. You will have some facilitators fees. And this also goes to those who will be working to pay off their fees. So you're working to pay off your fees. At least you will go home with something that can help you buy data. And when you go through this program, you stand a chance of being employed. Yes, you stand a chance of getting employment. So after the program, if there is a space or where we need someone with what you have, or even something else that you have, some other qualification that you have, and we need you somewhere in Ilead, you will be considered for others. And when you finish the program, that is not the end. You have access to the online platform where all the resources are. You have access to that platform. So even when the resources there are upgraded, you can always check in and you can have access to the upgraded resources. So there is no story that is true without an evidence. There's no story that is true without an evidence. And this is a success story. And here I have Ivy. Ivy, she works with Ilead, but before she's there working with Ilead, she was not so sure of what it is that she was doing. You know, working with kids, is she doing the right thing? The kind of impact she wants to make, she's not seeing herself making that impact. She took the chance. She took the chance on us and she enrolled into the program. And today she's a facilitator with us. And she's so confident in whatever she does. As she works with kids, as she talks to parents, she is very confident because she knows the material that she carries. And this is one powerful thing she says. She says the empowerment blueprint of the Ilead Global Youth Facilitators Program showed me the power of mentorship and the profound impact it can have on shaping young minds. With the right tools and guidance, we can be the guiding light that transforms not only individual lives, but the entire community. Empowerment in mentorship is the key to unlocking a brighter future. That's her LinkedIn handle. So you can check her up, you can chat her up, and know that what I am saying is true. So what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Are you already working with kids? Or do you see yourself influencing the next generation to the right path? Do you feel that there's something wrong in the society and that there's something you can do about it? If that's a yes for you, then it means it is time for you to embark on this empowerment journey. Come and get enrolled into the Ilead Global Youth Facilitators Program. So that's the website. You can look us up. And if you want more information, you can take the number and chat me up. Thank you so much for listening. That's about it. I will take questions if there are. Hello?
We are listening.
Yes, yes, yes.
Perfectly listening.
Do we have questions? Do we have questions? Hello, Ireke. Hello, Samuel. Ah, Kufre. It's nice to see you. Good, good, good. Welcome. Welcome, Annabelle.
Thank you so much. Well done.
Thank
You are doing a
you.
good job. I'm enjoying
Thank
your
you.
presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Dominica Stars, it's good to have you here too. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh, I see Norbert. Coach Norbert, welcome. And Esther.
Thank you
Good to
so
see you,
much,
Esther.
Julia. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Coach Norbert is joining us all the way from Congo. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Big Balingua.
Yes.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, guys. If we don't have questions, I would encourage us to check in the chat box and you will find our social media handles in there. So you could look us up, join the community, join the WhatsApp community. If you know someone who needs to make this investment on themselves, you can share with them. This session is being run live, is streamed live, so you can easily go to our Facebook page and share today's session with that person whom you know needs this training or who needs to upgrade themselves so that they can work with kids even better. And I would also want to remind us of our entrepreneurs meet up. So the year has come to an end and we have December right on the corner. So 31st is going to be an amazing day. So those of us who will be doing frying the chickens, cooking the rice, preparing to go to church 31st, let's take the time to join us and get all the resources that you need to step into the year 2024. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Do have an amazing evening and a blessed week. Good night. Thank you for the hearts.
Night. We'll give again another heart.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Technical.